Good morning from my patio, just outside my room. I'm on day 4 in Kauai, and I've been working through a pretty major understanding contemplation for a few months, actually. And today, you can hear the roosters. Today I woke up really kind of in this space of trying to understand oppression and what is it? What is the journey of it? What is the gift of it? What is the meaning of it? It's part of my incarnation cross in my gene keys, and it's something that I keep feeling like it's an experience. I've had it, and part of what I've been exploring is this, like, how do you transmute it? What are the elements of oppression, and how does it lead then to sovereignty? And so there's this journey of moving from this oppressed state of being into a sovereign being. And I feel like that is asking to be acknowledged and to be revealed as part of my own rebirthing process that I'm in right now. And so I'm sharing this, recording this message to share it with whoever feels aligned with receiving that message. It's been a really powerful experience here on the island of kind of going from this darkness, like unplugging from where I live, which is, it feels very oppressive. It feels very constrictive and like heavy energy. And then unplugging from that and then plugging into something like the Hawaiian Islands, the connection here. It is a very high vibrational place. It's a heart-centered place, and there's still this theme of oppression and what is like going on here as well. So it's just like taking that heart connection and discovering, where do I plug into? It's part of the challenge, part of understanding what am I receiving when I plug into something, and what is the source that I really want to be plugged into. And the fact of the matter is, I really just want to be plugged into my soul and into my higher calling is really where I want to be plugged into. So this oppression thing. So what I'm coming to realize is that there's an outer force that can be oppressive. So you think of indigenous people and having other people come in and judge and condemn and take what was theirs from them and relocate them. And so there's this system of oppression that is a part of what is present in today, right? This system of people coming in and kind of taking over and it's kind of a warring energy, taking all of your resources and leaving you with very little resources, or becoming kind of a servant to the people that came in. And so there is a definite exterior outer system of oppression. And I feel like that's kind of, it's being highlighted, it's being brought forth in the news and in social media, and people are starting to speak up and rise up against that. And there's also this, when you get free of that outer oppression, there's also this inner oppression that still remains inside, and it keeps me from voicing things. It keeps me from really fully expressing myself. It keeps me from moving around how I want to move. It keeps me from maybe even speaking or connecting with play, with the playfulness that exists, right? Because being oppressed is it's a victim consciousness. It's kind of the shadow side of the victim consciousness. And if I'm oppressed, then there's actually kind of a relief in that, because I really am not responsible for my own freedom, right? If I'm a victim of oppression, I don't have to rise up above it. I get to play into it, and I get to be a part of it. And there's a safety there and a knowing that comes along with that. But when I get really kind of tired of being in that, then what happens is now I'm starting to feel this dislodging of stuff, and it gets icky and murky, and then I have to start looking at my behaviors, I have to start looking at my belief systems, I have to start looking at the words that I use, and I have to shift from a victim consciousness into something else, into something higher, a higher level of consciousness, one where I am actually responsible. You know, sometimes that might mean I have to accept the ick that I've caused in my own being, the times that I've rejected myself, the times I've abandoned myself, the times I haven't spoken out, all of that, right? Like all of that starts bubbling up, and then I start to feel kind of shitty and bad about who I am, and then I can get sucked back down into victim consciousness. Or I can take that as an opportunity and an invitation to start shifting my mindset, to start exploring different behaviors, to start exploring different ways in which I can surround myself with empowerment, with empowered statements, with affirmations that help build me back up, with the energy work that can help release some of these lifelong and even lifetimes of entanglements and energetic shackles, or maybe like a chokehold, maybe like an energetic chokehold on the voice, right? There's a lot of voice suppression that happens from this oppression. And so it's like taking off these layers around this throat and reclaiming this power, and learning to really work with your own energetic system. So as part of me learning this is understanding I have a undefined throat in the human design system. And so I'm not here to talk over things or to be the initiator of all things voice-wise. But I am here to speak when it's in a resonance with me, when it's ready to come out, when the timing feels correct, when the words are present. Because oftentimes when I may see something, I may not be able to actually verbalize something. I have to digest it first before the words are actually available. So I find that happens quite a bit, where I go and I experience something, and then I have to go back and integrate it in order for me to receive the words from that experience. And every trip it's no different. Every trip is similar to that I go on, where I'm going and I'm experiencing the location. And I like to call that remote work. That is my remote work. It's not a computer kind of remote work. It's an actual location remote work, where I'm feeling and I'm receiving all of what the land and the area and the vibe has to share with me. And then I process it, and then I can vocalize it afterwards. So I'm finding that is a version of grid work as well. It's a version of healing. It's remote work, it's remote healing. It's choosing to plug into different areas and receive the gifts that are there in those areas. And then to integrate them into my knowledge and my toolbox, and allow them to constantly transform me as a result of receiving those gifts. So there's a lot more that's been coming through on this trip. It's been a very, very deep inward processing trip. It's been a rebirthing for sure. I'm doing crystal grid work. I'm connecting with Lemurian ancestors. I'm connecting with dragons. I'm connecting with the island itself. And what is the island sharing with me? And I'm like, I'm releasing, I'm crying, I'm sweating, I'm getting a sunburn. I haven't gotten a sunburn in I don't even know how long. So obviously the sunburn is meant to shed, right? We're in the year of the snake, and the snake, when it grows out of its skin and it sheds, and it has this, soft, vulnerable skin underneath. And so I got sunburned yesterday. now I'm going to be shedding some of that outer exterior, if you will, as kind of a synchronicity. So I'm just sharing I got a nose itch, I guess. I don't know, but sometimes I feel like that's my truth detectors when my nose gets itchy. I'm just sharing how oppression, once transmuted, can be an incredible gift, because we're rising out of one energetic state, this victim consciousness, and we're taking responsibility, we're taking our power back, we're reclaiming what is ours. We're no longer rejecting it or abandoning it, and we're bringing that back into our being, integrating it back into our heart center, and using that, leveraging that. Yeah, there's a bunch of sirens that are going on around me now. So I'm just taking a moment. There's a frequency that's coming in, that's channeling in at the moment into my heart center as a result of sharing this. It's a frequency of love, it's a frequency of acceptance, it's a frequency of peace. When you have that sovereignty, the ability to transmute these dark energies, these belief systems, these things that we've been given or born into, it's not like you voluntarily said, hey, I mean, maybe you did in like your life planning process. But oftentimes as a human in this lifetime, it doesn't feel like we chose that. But there's this incredible gift and learning experience that is available as a result of being plopped into an oppressive system, an oppressive family, an oppressive education system, an oppressive corporate life work kind of a thing. So if you're feeling that, it's like heavy, and it's weighing you down, and you feel like a victim, and you feel kind of burnt out, and you feel like it's just not aligned, it's not your purpose, there's no joy in it, it's like trudging through the mud and sludge. Take note of that, because that is your body and your soul communicating with you and saying it's time for something else. It's time to transmute that. It's time to create something different. But it's not just as easy as saying, oh, show up magically and you're fearless and you can fully express the creature who you are here to be. It's really not like that. I'm finding that it takes layers and it takes phases of working through. It's like excavate. It's like you're pulling off all of these protective mechanisms, these protective shields, these veils of secrecy, these entanglements, these chains, these hooks, all of these energetic things that you can't see are they're shedding, they're being removed, they're unlocking. And so there's a process of going through all of that. And it takes a little bit of effort. I'm not going to tell you how long it takes, because that's individual, but it does take effort. It takes dedication. It takes a commitment to yourself and choosing you to come back to your authentic truth, to come back to your heart center, to come back to your factory reset settings. And that's what I've been calling it. There's this factory reset program. You know, our human is a technology, and there's a programming that we have received to be in this oppressive or this victim consciousness. And so there's a reprogramming that has to happen, and it has to go in stages. It doesn't happen from A to Z. It goes from A to B to C to D to E, right? It goes through this journey to get there. But you can have different offshoots, and you can certainly have it stack multiple steps at one time. But that's essentially what I've been kind of contemplating, working through, coming to an understanding regarding this sense of oppression and rising up out of it into this sense of freedom. And I'd like to say, you know, rising like the phoenix. And that is the card that I pulled, was rebirth, and it is a fiery phoenix rising up. And it's time for those of us who are here to be in a light worker purpose, that have felt the oppression and that are done with the oppression, to now burn through all of the limitations, to transmute it and to turn that into something that is gold. So I'm here, I'm available, I'm supporting your journey, and I'm bringing you lots of love from the heart of the Pacific Ocean. Until next time.